What is up, YouTube? I am Matt from Matt the Ninja here with my first Generation 6 Wi-Fi battle. I've been doing this since about Generation 4, but I've never really bothered to upload anything. So this is my first team that I put together. Kind of cookie cutter, I know, but I'm just really testing things out now. I use Pokemon that are my favorites, and I'm assuming that this is just like his in-game team or something like that. So I don't know, but he did some competitive things. But this is just a passerby. So yeah, let's get to it. So yeah, as I said, he does some competitive things that you would expect for someone in game to have. So he starts off with Carbink, and my strategy with this is just with this new team is just Mega Evolve and just literally kill as many things as possible until Tiamat dies. So I go for the Solar Beam. I'm assuming that he's going to have Sturdy here. And yeah, he does. Obviously, I don't really know the abilities of the new Pokemon. So I don't know why he has the Berry. But he goes to the Stealth Rocks, and I'm terrified of Stealth Rocks because my main sweeper here is my Mega Charizard, which is quadruple times weak to Stealth Rocks. So he goes into Blissey, and I know I can't do shit to this thing because it's a special wall, and so I'm just going to take one for the team and switch out Charizard at this point. So I'm thinking I'm just going to throw in a wall, so I throw in Marshall Lee, and Blissey brings out Ice Beam, and I'm terrified at this point, but luckily I have it set up as a wall, so he just like eats it up. So I'm assuming that he's going to switch at this point. The Toxic Orb takes effect, so I'm going to go in for the Roost at this point when he sends out Lucario. So I go for the Roost, I get most of my health back, and I figure Lucario is going to Mega Evolve, so I'm just going to Poison Heal here, go for a Protect to try and take whatever hit he's going to throw at me, maybe scope out whatever attack he has. So I'm just going to Protect to try and get some Poison Heal damage back. So he goes for a Blaze Kick, which is kind of weird. My Sunlight fades, but that, that's okay. So I switch out, and I'm going to go into Sock Eater, just hopefully he can take anything that this guy will throw out. So he goes for a Swords Dance. I just assume that he's going to try and set up. Maybe I'm trying to get a Will-O-Wisp on him or something. So he goes into Aegislash, and I go for the Will-O-Wisp. So I'm really happy that I got the Will-O-Wisp, at least on Aegislash, because that'll cripple him a bit. So then at this point, I'm just going to Volt Switch out. And I'm having trouble remembering what I switched into at this point. Yep, I thought so. I went into Bisharp just so I can maybe try and get some physical damage on it as he switches into his attack mode, or blade mode. I get them mixed up with Yu-Gi-Oh! All the time. I know I'm not the only one. So he switches out, goes into YVELTAL. This is why I'm assuming that this is his in-game team, because as you can see by the moveset that he does have on it, and he does some clean damage there with a critical hit, like, and he goes a champion. But as you can see by the YVELTAL's moveset upcoming, that it's probably an in-game team. So he goes for Phantom Force. I don't know the mechanics of Phantom Force at this point, so I just go for a Protect, hoping that I can take it. But I guess Phantom Force goes behind Protect, so he hits me, but that's okay, because Marshall Lee is literally like the Berlin Wall. This guy's a champion, even though the Berlin Wall fell. So I get the Toxic off, at this point, I'm just going to Toxic Stall for a while, and yeah, that's pretty much what happens. I'm going to speed it up a little bit at this point, just because I literally am just Toxic Stalling at this point. So we're just Toxic Stalling at this point. So finally, I almost have YVELTAL down, all the way down, but he switches out, maybe to avoid the poison, goes into Blissey. So I Protect, because I don't know, I guess I figured he was going to attack. So at this point, I'm not feeling like taking another Ice Beam. So I go into Inigo, assuming that, he's a physical attacker. He can take out Blissey and then obviously do, damage. But he goes for Aromatherapy, which I've never seen used, but it heals his entire team's status conditions, which is pretty awesome. I don't know why nobody uses that. But, yeah, so he switches out Blissey, goes into his other Charizard. I'm saying other because I have a Charizard, really. Doesn't make sense. But I go into the Swords Dance, hoping for the switch. But I know there's nothing I can do to this Charizard, so I go into my special wall, Lady Goo, and she dodges that Focus Blast like a champion. He uses Fly here, which is weird. He has like a mixed Charizard thing going, so I just assume that go into something that can take that hit and have it do nothing. So I switch into Marshall Lee at this point, It does absolutely nothing. So then he does Heat Wave here, which does a decent amount of damage, but I have this thing like full EVs and HP and defense, so he can take pretty much anything you throw at him. So I'm going to take him out. I'm going to go into my Admiral Hopkins, hoping I can scare him into a switch so I can set up my belly drum. So he goes into Flamethrower here. The poison damage takes him down a bit. So I know he's going to switch. So I do my belly drum at this point. He sends in Blissey. So I drum it up in here. I have my attack +6, so I go for the, I don't know why he went for the soft boil there. I go for the superpower here. Completely destroyed, like literally just like punching an egg. It was ridiculous. So he sends an Aegislash. I really don't know what I can do to Aegislash at this point, so I just try and go for priority, but I guess Shadow Sneak has higher priority, maybe his speed's faster. I don't know the mechanics at this point. So he takes it out. That's okay. I got rid of Blissey. That's obviously helpful. So I go into Lady Goo, maybe try and Fire Blast here, see if I can take it out. And in fact, I do take out Aegislash, which is nice, because I hate Aegislash. Literally, I mean, I like his design, but I have Bisharp on my team, like, specifically for Aegislash, just because I don't want to deal with it. So I switch into Inigo here, hopefully try and get some physical damage off this thing, take any attacks that he'll throw at me. So Inigo eats that up. I have some HP EVs in him, so he eats that up. I'm going to go for probably the Iron Head at this point, and then he switches into Carbink, and then I go into the Iron Head, which is quadruple effective against Carbink, so that thing's gone. So I lost some of my HP from that, and I'm terrified of a close combat at this point, so I'm going to switch into Sock Eater, hoping he can take it, and he goes for the Earthquake, and I'm just like cheering at this point because of Levitate. So he does eventually go into the close combat. Sock Eater takes it like a champion, and then I Will-O-Wisp him, hopefully cripple him a bit, so I don't have to worry about this Lucario too much. So at this point, I'm just going to take him as death fodder, you know, just he did his job. Did an awesome job. So now I'm going to switch into Marshall Lee and pretty much just stall this thing to death. So I use Protect, maybe get some Poison Heal back before I decide to Roost again. So at this point, I'm just trying to whittle Lucario down. So Lucario goes for the Swords Dance, and I Roost. So at this point, I'm just literally just messing with them. I'm just trying to get off as many hit points as I can on Marshall Lee, build up some health points as I whittle Lucario down, because I know he can take any hit that Lucario sends out at him. So I finally go for Earthquake, try and get some damage, and he takes it out, which is pretty sick, seeing as I have like no attack EVs in this thing. So he sends in Charizard. I just use Protect just to hang out for a bit. He goes for the Heat Wave, maybe get some poison damage off on him, and get some poison heal off on myself. So I switch out. I go into Lady Goo because as my special wall, I know she can take anything. So he goes for the Heat Wave, which does absolutely nothing because Lady Goo just poker faces that thing. She's amazing. So I go into the Thunderbolt after he uses this Focus Blast, which also does nothing. So I Thunderbolt here, goes into that. Charizard's out, and I believe his last Pokemon is YVELTAL. It's gonna use Dark Pulse here. And what's annoying is just like the game's over, but it's like I flinch, and that's just like didn't need to happen. So he uses Oblivion Wing. Lady Goo takes it just like a champion, and then Thunderbolts and ends the match. So it was a good match. I'm looking to try and get with some other YouTube people. If anyone does want to battle, please message me. I can set up a battle with you. Yeah, I'm just trying to do as many of these as I can. If you have any suggestions for my videos, just let me know in the comments. And all right, awesome. Peace.